All right. Dave Chappelle admits he hates guns. This is a video by Colion Noir. And we're going to check it out.
I hate guns, personally.
All right, so recently I came across this clip from a Dave Chappelle stand-up. I don't really know how I missed this, but David humorously narrates his experience of buying a gun for the first time, and importantly, why he decided to buy that gun. Now, though he was joking in many ways, I believe he's being truthful, making one of the greatest arguments for the Second Amendment I've ever heard, honestly. Not because it's eloquent or groundbreaking, but because the comedic nature disarms people's preconceived notions, allowing them to see the importance of firearm ownership from a relatable perspective without personally experiencing the vulnerability in and of itself at that time. Now, let's dive into this brilliant clip, and I'll highlight the key moments.
I hate guns, personally. I can't stand them. Yeah, but I have several. First gun I bought was a 12-gauge shotgun.
Now, right off the bat, Dave says he
12-gauge shotty is based, reliable, powerful, and easy to use.
hates guns, yet he owns several. Now, I've met many people who share this sentiment, people who genuinely dislike firearms but still own them. Even though I'm personally a gun enthusiast, someone who finds beauty and precision in firearms, however, many only view guns purely as necessary tools that unfortunately are associated with violence and harm. The mistake here is attributing nefarious intent to the object rather than human behavior itself. We see this clearly in places like the UK. Remove guns and violence manifests itself in other forms, like knives.
The UK is trying to ban knives now as well. It's fucking absurd.
This contradiction perfectly captures this internal conflict. Owning guns reluctantly because others have them, and personal safety demands it.
I was sitting there on the porch, and I see a white dude walking across my property, entitled, like he's supposed to be there. He had a rifle over his shoulder, too. Ain't that a bitch? I said, what the fuck is this guy doing on my property? I was mad as shit.
Nothing will turn you into a gun owner faster than feeling vulnerable.
100% true. A weapon can empower someone who feels vulnerable. It equalizes people.
Dave jokingly describes seeing someone trespass onto his property armed and the helplessness he felt when he saw it. Now imagine the fear racing through you as someone casually invades your space, armed and indifferent. Now, Dave jokes about waving like a little biatch, but he's pointing out something profound. Vulnerability demands action. Fear is there for a reason. It's your body's alarm system prompting you to protect yourself. While many wish for a world without fear, reality demands preparedness. This visceral, relatable moment.
Bingo. Hit the nail right on the head. Unarmed, you're powerless.
Dave describes is actually why many people become responsible gun owners in the first damn place.
But I was unarmed. So I ended up...
Shit, I didn't realize I was muted. Yeah, being in a vulnerable situation like this, where you're completely powerless, will change your opinion on self-defense, and is why I'm such a Second Amendment absolutist.
waving to this motherfucker like a bitch. I was just like...
This is all you could do.
And as soon as he got far enough away, I ran to my car and sped to Kmart. And I ran to the gun counter, black and sweaty, sweating and black. And I looked up at the thing, I was like, I look like a
I love Dave Chappelle.
slave or something. I said, I need a gun immediately, like that. Just like that. The guy didn't answer, no question.
Dave vividly describes his panic rush to buy a gun. It's funny, but also deeply revealing. Anti gun advocates often portray gun owners as aggressive and violent, eagerly awaiting confrontation. This couldn't be further from the truth. The overwhelming majority of gun owners simply want to protect themselves and their loved ones. They don't dream of violence, they prepare for it reluctantly, understanding reality as it is, not as they wish it to be. Dave's comedic scenario highlights a very real truth. Responsible gun ownership stems from recognizing vulnerability and proactively seeking safety, not aggression.
He just grabbed a 12 gauge shotgun, handed it to me. And the guy reached under the counter, put 2 box of shells on the counter. He said, "All right, buddy, which box do you want?"
I said both of them.
One box had a picture of some ducks on it. The
Birdshot,
other box had a picture of some deer.
buckshot.
I said, "Well, what's that box?"
Birdshot is smaller BBs, but there's a lot more of them. They spread out more. Good for hunting birds. Buckshot is bigger BBs, don't spread out as much, do more damage. Good for hunting deer and or larger animals. Like I don't know if I'd use buckshot for bear. Might be a little underpowered. Just cause like I don't want to get swiped by a bear. That's how you wind up looking like a fucking anime villain. uh, but buckshot is typically used for large game, which is why it's called buck. Buck is it's a big fucking animal.
With them ducks. He said, "Oh, that there's birdshot." And then he goes just like this, I'm not exaggerating, he goes, "That won't kill a man."
No, it probably, in fact, it almost certainly will not. I mean, it could. Obviously, it could, yeah. But more than likely, it's just gonna piss off an attacker.
He said, "It'll just pepper him up nicely." I said, "What the fuck? Pepper?"
Seasoning the motherfucker.
I said, "Well, what's that box with the deer on it?" He goes, "Oh, that there's buckshot. That'll put a hole in the goddamn truck if you wanted to."
Now, Dave's
Yeah, well. God, I love 12 gauge buckshot. That's just a delete button.
confusion about birdshot versus buckshot is pretty damn hilarious, but it's an important lesson. You see, recently I made a video about a defensive gun use involving birdshot. I mentioned birdshot isn't ideal for self-defense, and then people got on my ass about it. Don't know why. The truth is, when defending your life, stopping a threat quickly is essential. Birdshot, designed to kill small birds, simply doesn't rely.
Yeah, it's designed to kill birds. There are no birds bigger than people. There are some birds that get scarily close. We don't hunt those, and I don't think we would hunt those with birdshot. The birds we hunt with birdshot are significantly smaller than people. That's why we use birdshot, because if we use buckshot, we would turn them into chicken nuggets before they hit the ground, which actually sounds kind of tasty.
Reliably incapacitate threats swiftly. Buckshot, however, is specifically designed for stopping serious threats quickly. Dave humorously emphasizes this point when asking if they had any ammunition with a white dude trespassing on the box, highlighting that your choice of ammunition matters critically when defending yourself.
"So which box do you want?" And he picked the one with the deer up and shook it.
You want this
I thought
one,
he was
buddy?
trying to trick me. I was like, "Do you have a box with a picture of a white dude trespassing on it?" Because
Now, Dave wraps up with another profound thought. You don't have to like guns to support the Second Amendment or even
Yep.
own guns. There are many tools we dislike but still use because we recognize the necessity. I personally hate ironing. I can't stand irons and steamers, but I own one because I understand its utility. Similarly, a gun is a tool necessary in a world that isn't perfect.
100%.
You might wish you didn't have to own one, but the practical reality demands otherwise. Dave's humorous comparison effectively conveys that owning firearms, like owning other practical tools, is often a reluctant but necessary choice. Dave Chappelle's story might be wrapped in comedy, but beneath the humor is a universal truth about why the Second Amendment matters. Owning a firearm is about having choices. It's about taking control of your safety rather than leaving it in someone else's hands. If you're someone who's unsure about gun ownership, I challenge you to consider Dave's story carefully. You don't have to love guns, but understanding their value could change.
I mean, I do, but I always have. Even as a kid, I was always like, I think guns are cool. The mechanicals behind them, just the fact that all these little different moving working parts have to work in conjunction at such a rapid pace is actually a marvel of engineering when you take it and look at it from that angle.
How you see them forever. And for those of you who do love guns and love this country, want to continue to make sure this country stays the way it is from a 2A standpoint, go ahead and head over to shop.mrcolionnoir.com. I'll put a link in the description section of this video where you can check out my Defend America series of hats, shirts, hoodies, you name it, we got it. So I'm gonna put a link in the description section so you can check out the Defend America line. And let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think this was a beautifully simplistic but humorous way of explaining why the Second Amendment is so important, unintentionally or intentionally, by Dave Chappelle? Or do you think, nah, Collins, you full of shit, you just making shit out of your ass? Let me know in the comments either way. One thing's for certain and two things are for sure. Politicians and tech giants don't want gun content to be recommended to you. And we're all fighting this culture war together. Now, you can help do your part by liking, commenting, subscribing to the channel, but most importantly, sharing this video with at least one person. Together, we can stop the suppression of our 2A rights. And don't forget to click the link in the description section of this video for the products that I mentioned in this video.